Place their special teams men out on the field. Meager crowd, but then you factor in Halloween and you factor in that it's very chilly out. Maybe that's not that big of a surprise. Basically about 50-50 in terms of fans from Wood River across the way and fans from Minden. Wood River finally comes out. The deep man standing in his own 10-yard line is Aaron Robinson. Nathan Johnson is on the left side. He is placed at the 25-yard line. And Todd Beanoff gets his foot into it at the deep end-over-end kick. Robinson runs up on it, catches it at the 15, past the 20, up to the 25-yard line, breaks through, still on his feet. Aaron Robinson running tough, and he carries with it out to the 38-yard line. Finally stopping him was Larry Kavanaugh, but a nifty return of 23 yards from Aaron Robinson. Wood River's offense led at quarterback by David Kavanaugh. The backs are David Berzino and Aaron Robinson. Up front is Rivera, McTavish, McDowell. On the right side, Dimmitt McCurry on the left side. Nathan Johnson is the wideout. The tight end is Adam Krulikowski. And the slot back is Justin Falk. So 1st and 10 for Wood River from their own 38-yard line. Nathan Johnson is the wide guy on the left side. They also have a slot to the left. And on 1st down, Kavanaugh keeps the ball. Late pitch out to Robinson. And Robinson tried to go around the right side and got very little. Stringing out that play and making the tackle for the Whippets was Kyle Heath. The Minden defense, it was Kai Kosser. He's the nose guard. The tackles, Gunnar Thompson, Zach Osgood. The ends are Mark Peterson and Sean Shukar. The linebackers, Nick Tome, Larry Kavanaugh. See a lot of J.D. McCauley and Seth Johnson tonight. Kyle Heath is one corner along with Rob Armstrong. Tanner Cavany is the safety. On 1st down, Wood River picked up 1 yard to make it 2nd down and 9 from their 37. Kavanaugh rolls to the left, pumps, throws the football, and the catch is made by Nathan Johnson. Out near the left sideline, he picks up yardage into Minden territory to the 48-yard line. A pickup of 12, and that's enough for a 1st down.
Quarterback got a couple hands on him, but didn't get a lot of push, and Johnson's able to fight it off, run downfield and cut the out about 10 yards downfield and pick up the 1st down very easily.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. They moved it into Minden territory at the 48-yard line. Double back behind Kavanaugh. Guy to the right side. Pumps the pass, throws over the middle. Wide open. Krulikowski makes the catch right down the right hash mark. Makes the catch at the 36-yard line. There appears as if there was movement at the line of scrimmage as some of the players left early. Some stayed back. The officials allowed that play to go on, and it's a pickup down to the Minden 36-yard line. A gain of close to 12 yards, and Krulikowski was wide open.
And I think Wood River right here is trying to take a couple quick steps and then throw the ball. They know the ends, Peterson and Shukar, are very quick and can get to the quarterback easy to get the sack.
Wing back on the left side. Johnson is a wideout on the left side. Here's a pitch around the corner to Robinson. Robinson at the 30. Robinson running tough, and Robinson's knocked out of bounds at the 25-yard line toward the right sideline. He was finally chased out of bounds by Tanner Cavany and Nick Tome, but a very good gain as he carried the football. They'll mark it down at the Minden, call it the 28-yard line.
Right now, Jason, Wood River's moving down the field very easily. Minden is kind of confused, don't know if Wood River's going to pass or throw, and that's something that's very scary when you play a team like them. They're very deceiving on what they're going to do.
Johnson is wide out to the right side. Falk is the flanker on that side. Double back behind Kavanaugh, gives the ball to the first man through, and running with it was a sophomore, Tony Navratil. Check that for you. Fred Eckhoff carried the football. I'm seeing things. It was Tony Navratil. And Navratil carried the football enough for a 1st down. He takes it inside the Minden right at the 25-yard line. Stop was made by Mark Peterson. 10:33 to play here in the 1st quarter. Wood River moving right to left. They have another 1st down. They're looking at a 1st and 10 from the Minden 25-yard line. Kavanaugh rolls to the left, pumps the pass. Man is wide open. Making the catch is Justin Polk, and Polk is ushered out of bounds at the Minden 15. In fact, he got downfield farther than that. He caught the ball at about the 15 and took it up the left sideline. It was knocked out of bounds at the 11. Another 1st down for Wood River. And Brad, we talked about Wood River needed to get off to a good start, and they've definitely displayed that here on the 1st drive of this game.
And Minden's too worried about Nathan Johnson and Aaron Robinson is not paying attention to the other guys on Wood River's team. You can't do that because these guys are just as effective at catching and running as everybody else.
1st and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 11. Kavanaugh pumps, wants to go to the right for Johnson on a fade pass. Johnson's there, and the pass is incomplete in the back of the end zone. Johnson did get his hands on that football, but coming over late to help put some pressure on him was Tanner Cavany along with Rob Armstrong. But, Brad, there was another one of those timing routes. Kavanaugh threw that football before Johnson even made his break.
It was a fade route into the corner of the end zone, just throw it up in the air and hope that your man can run underneath it. Rob Armstrong did a good job of covering that play. Was in perfect position to knock the ball down, make an interception. The pass was just overthrown. So good defense that time by the Whippets.
2nd and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 11-yard line. Minden in their 5-3 look. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Offset to the right. Stumbles a little bit. Pumps, wants to throw the ball. Man's wide open. Passes caught. Touchdown. Adam Krolikowski. He was wide open in the back of the end zone. And with 10:06 to play, Wood River is on the board with an 11-yard touchdown pass from David Kavanaugh to Adam Krolikowski.
On that drive, Minden had no answer for the Wood River passing game. If Minden is going to control this football game, they've got to stop Wood River's passing attack and make them run the football. They know Minden has not seen a lot of passing teams this year, so they're going to come out and throw it at them, and they're doing it early with a lot of success.
Tim Burkholz is on for the extra point attempt. The snap's put down. The kick is on its way, and the kick is perfect. Burkholz hammered that kick, and with 10:06 to play, Wood River's taking a 7-0 lead. We're back with more from Minden after this.
When you get a chance, remember to stop in and see these good sponsors and thank them for bringing you tonight's ball game. McCowan Truck Parts in Wood River, Mead Industries, also of Wood River, Mel's Country Cafe at Interstate 80 and Highway 11, good food and a smile at the 300 miles. The Wood River Motel says good luck Eagles in tonight's playoff game. C.J. Maury Insurance and Kearney. See them for all your insurance needs. Remember, say thanks for bringing you this fine broadcast.
Wood River just drove down the field very easily to score 7 points. With 10:06 left to go in the first quarter, Minden's defense not nearly as good as they need to be if they expect to win this football game. And Wood River's got it teed up at the 40-yard line as they expect to kick it to the Whippets for their first opportunity with the ball.
Burkholz is the place kicker for Wood River. Deep back for the Whippets are Seth Johnson to the left, J.D. McCauley at the right. They are standing at their own 5-yard line. Burkholz approaches this football. It's a knuckleball, hits Optrent Amstutz, and Amstutz just falls on the ball at the 35-yard line. Did the alert thing there. Burkholz wasn't attempting to kick it deep, just kind of hammered a knuckleball down the field. So that's where the Whippets will begin their first drive of the football game from their own 35-yard line. The quarterback is John Hedstrom. The backs are Mark Peterson and Sean Shukar. The split end is Tanner Cavity. The tight end is Larry Kavanaugh. The wingback is Seth Johnson. Their guys up front, Mark Bloomfield is the center. Kostler and Cook are the guards. Osgood and Thompson, they are the tackles. 1st and 10 Minden from their own 30 yards to make that 35-yard line. Hash mark left side. Wood River in their 5-3 defense. Whippets give the football to Sean Shukar. Shukar looking for room. Shukar out past the 35 to the 40. Still running at the 50, 45, 40. And Sean Shukar will not be dragged out of bounds. He was finally knocked out of bounds by Krolikowski, but not before he carries it downfield to the Wood River 35-yard line. A simple dive play to Sean Shukar that he turns into big yards. He carries it enough, more than enough for a first down for the Whippets.
Nothing very fantastic there. You see right up front, Minden's trying to get the ball to Sean Shukar, the guy that's got to have a lot of touches if they expect to win this game. And right off the bat, he gets a huge play for the Whippets.
1st and 10 for the Whippets from the Wood River 35-yard line, and it looked like John Hedstrom was able to coax Wood River into an offsides penalty. We saw Hedstrom do that with a lot of success last week. In fact, he was able to use a hard count and entice Kozad over the line of scrimmage 4 times. But officials thought otherwise. They said illegal procedure on the Whippets.
They might have gotten Hedstrom for bobbing his head and shoulder pads. You can't do that when you're the quarterback. If you're going to draw him off sides, you have to use a hard count. But you can't move any part of your body. You have to be set just like everyone else.
So the Whippets lose 5 on the penalty. 1st and 15, moving left to right across your radio. 9:36 to play here in the first quarter, down 7-0 to give to Shukar. Shukar at the 40-yard line, struggles forward to the 36. Good pursuit by the left side of the defensive line for Wood River to limit him to basically a gain of 2. For the Wood River defense, Alan McDowell is the middle guard. The tackles are Jason Dimon along with Luke McTavish. The ends are Adam Krolikowski and David Kavanaugh. The linebackers, Robinson, Brazino, and Mead. The corners are Jason Morgan along with Justin Polk. And the free safety is Nathan Johnson. Shukar picked up 2, 2nd down and 13. Split backs behind Hedstrom. And before this play can start, officials blow their whistle and they want to check something out here. They might be questioning an illegal procedure again on Minden.
I didn't see a flag. Evidently, I believe that I didn't see anybody move. My guess is that Mark Bluetooth, grabbed a hold of the football and moved it, and the center can't do that. He can rip the ball from the air, but he can't pick it up and move it to the desired position he would like. That's a 5-yard penalty, and now Minden's dug themselves a hole.
In a huge hole, basically looking at 2nd down and 18 from the Wood River 44. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Off play action, wants to throw. Has time, throws it over the middle. Pass is caught by Larry Cavanaugh, and the tight end takes it inside the 35-yard line to the 33. And that has been the emerging part of Minden's offense, finding the big tight end. Last week, Larry Cavanaugh got 3 passes for 54 yards and a touchdown. Nathan Johnson knocked him to the turf, but the Whippets picked up a big chunk of yardage. They're looking at a much more makeable 2nd down. Call it 3rd down now and 8 from the Wood River 33.
It's a simple out pattern by Cavanaugh that time, running into the zone defense of Wood River, ran right behind the linebackers and in front of the defensive backs to make the catch.
Rob Armstrong is a wideout on the right side, heads from the throw. They set up the screen, flips it over to Mark Peterson. Peterson cuts inside at the 30, still running. He's at the 25, motors downfield and takes it inside the Wood River 20 to the 19-yard line before he picked up enough for a first down. Broke a key tackle at the 30. Looked like Krolikowski tried to get the best of him there. Peterson ran right past him, got a block, and the Whippets pick up a first down on a gain of 13.
Minden's throwing the ball effectively now. It's not something that they want to do with their game plan is throw the ball a lot. They'd rather run than throw, but the penalties have got them in a situation where they needed to throw. Now they've got a first down, good offensive execution by Minden. 1st
and 10, Minden from the Wood River 20-yard line. Out of the I set, Hedstrom turns, gives the football to Sean Shukar. Shukar struggles to get free out of the backfield. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage. Jason Dimmitt was able to sneak in there and get a hand on Shukar. Shukar broke that tackle and carried forward, believe it or not, close to a gain of 4 yards off the left side.
Great effort by Shukar. Was hit by 2 guys as he came through the line of scrimmage. Broke both those tackles. Looked like he could have been dropped for a 2 or 3 yard loss. Great effort that time by Sean Shukar.
They officially gave him a gain of 3, so it's 2nd down and 7 for the Whippets. Ball at the Wood River 16-yard line. Armstrong is split to the left. They give the ball to the fullback, Mark Peterson, and Peterson gets very little. He was stonewalled at the line of scrimmage by the big Wood River middle guard, Alan McDowell. McDowell, 260 pounds, one of the leaders on this team at tackles, with 79 tackles. Brad, you usually don't see a defensive lineman as one of the leading tacklers for a team.
So with the size that he's got, he's tough to move out of the way. You're going to run the ball right over the center's rear end. You've got to move a guy that big out of the way to get some yards. That time he just grabbed Peterson, the center, and stood him up. Nowhere for Peterson to run.
Peterson gained nothing. Hedstrom on 3rd down, runs the option, cuts the field. Hedstrom running with the football. He will not pick up enough for a first down. Was able to carry to the 15. Looked like he had room, and then he saw tacklers coming at him. Kind of stopped his momentum to absorb the hit, and he was stopped at the 15-yard line.
Good job by Hedstrom to fake out the first man on that option play and to cut up field. He probably could have picked up more yards, but he's not used to running the football that time. He looked like he was going to get hit. He just simply winced up and took the blow instead of trying to run through it to pick up more yards.
Hedstrom carried the football down to the Wood River 15. Basically, Minden is looking at a 4th down and 5. An official's timeout has been called to look at an injured Eagle. And David Mead, he was the injured Eagle, starting cornerback, 160-pound senior. He'll walk out the field on his own power. So an interesting decision here for Minden. Go for it here on 4th and 5 or kick a field goal. This is a big play because Wood River really showed on that first drive. They went past Minden like Minden wasn't even there. Wood River now with some confusion about who's on the field or not. Minden's going to go for it. 4th and 5 from the Wood River 15. I formation behind Hedstrom. Wants to throw. Has time. Backs in the pocket. Flips it out to a wide open Mark Peterson. Makes the catch at the 5. Dances into the end zone. Touchdown Minden. But there was a penalty flag thrown. A flag was thrown at the Wood River 18-yard line. This play may be coming back. Minden already penalized twice. Penalties killed this team early on in the season. And illegal for the penalty was on Wood River.
12 men on the field. They didn't get their man off the field in time. They were confused on defense. Thought maybe Minden would kick a field goal. Instead, they go for go for it. Wood River's confused, can't get their men on the field, and they can't get them off in time. Penalty there for 12 men on the field. Minden naturally declines it. Touchdown, Minden.
Gregor Urich will be on for the extra point attempt. John Hedstrom will hold. The snap's a little low. They get it down. Urich's kick is straight enough, and he got it. The foreign exchange student from Sweden ties it up with 6:12 to play here in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. We're back with more football from Minden after this.
High school football on KMTY, brought to you tonight in part by GSP Farms, Gordon, Steve, and Brian Peterson. Also, your friends at Kimple Oil Company for all of your oil and petroleum needs. Bill's Plumbing, give them a call today. The Nelson Agency for all of your insurance needs. Donley Industrial, as well as C.J. Morey Insurance for all of your insurance needs. Say thanks to these fine sponsors and many more for football tonight on KMTY.
Back in Minden, as Minden has scored a touchdown to tie the score at 7 with 6:12 left in the first quarter. Minden answering Wood River's drive, saying, here, we can be balanced too, throwing the ball several times. Peterson catches a 15-yard screen pass, and for the touchdown, the fullback pass, and Minden has tied it up.
Peterson's third touchdown catch of the season, tied it up. That's 7 apiece. Todd Beanoff on to hit this from his own 40-yard line. Robinson, the deep man, standing back to his 15. Short kick comes up to Nathan Johnson at the 20. At the 25, trying off the right side. He's at the 30, escapes the tackle, then turns up field and then is met by the Minden special teams at the Wood River 32-yard line. Down there to make the tackle for the Whippets were Kyle Heath and Rob Armstrong. So the first time Wood River had the football, they started at their own 38-yard line. This time they start at their own 35. Defense, not a lot of D exhibited in the first half of this first quarter. 6:03 to play here from Minden. Both teams are tied up at 7. Wood River back on the attack again. Kavanaugh threw just one incompletion the last time they had the football. They officially mark it down at the 32. Split back, they give the ball to Robinson. Robinson breaks a couple of tackles. Good pursuit there by the Minden Whippets as Robinson tried to run up the middle. He takes it for a short gain out to the 35-yard line, a gain of 3. Stopping him for the Whippets was the right end, Mark Peterson.
And Robinson didn't have a very good game last year against Minden, only 8 carries for 32 yards. And you can see here it's kind of the same way so far this game. At 3 carries, only 10 yards so far. So Minden is doing a very good job of containing Aaron Robinson.
2nd down and 7 from the 35. Kavanaugh on a throw, looks Johnson's way, fires. The pass is caught by Johnson. He's immediately tackled out of the 41-yard line. Good open field tackle by Rob Armstrong, but when Kavanaugh took that snap, pivoted to his left, Johnson was his man all the way, and he was able to hook up while the All-State split in. Last couple of years have been very golden for Nathan Johnson coming into this season, 52 this game, 52 catches for 990 yards. He's been the state's leading receiver, regardless of class. He gets a lot of passes in 6-man football, but not as many as Nathan Johnson. On that play, he picked up 5. So it's 3rd down and 2 from the Wood River 41-yard line. They give to the first man through. Robinson's free. Robinson running into the Minden secondary, and he carries it down to the Minden 35-yard line. Making a touchdown-saving tackle was Rob Armstrong, and there was all kinds of room up the middle as Robinson was not touched until he got past the Minden 50.
Minden got caught on a blitz and a stun up front. That time they shifted their lineman over right before the snap. Shifted away from where that run went right off the tackle. Zach Osgood that time shifted over towards the nose guard, and they ran off his left side. He shifted to the right, and there was no one left for Minden as the linebacker blitz. So Wood River's able to pick up a huge gain, and now a timeout has been called.
It was a gain of 24 yards for Robinson. Wood River takes a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 4:38 to play here in the first quarter. Wood River, the first time they got their hands on the football, drive started from their own 38-yard line. They went right down the field, and with 10:06 to play in the first quarter, David Kavanaugh found a wide-open Adam Krolikowski for an 18-yard touchdown catch. The extra point was good, and that made it 7-0 at that time. Minden then got the football back. They were able to overcome a couple of penalties, and they were able to score as John Hedstrom flipped a 15-yard touchdown pass to Mark Peterson on 4th and 5 from the Wood River 15-yard line. Wood River's then gotten the ball back. A couple of plays they've just converted on a big 3rd down and 2 as Aaron Robinson carried the football down to the Minden 36-yard line. The ball is spotted, hash mark, left side. I'm Jason Jorgensen along with Brad Zwink. Glad that you are in tune to KMTY's coverage of district football. Tonight it's the 7-1 Wood River Eagles taking on the 3-5 Minden Whippets. Playing here at Lauren Cooper Field has not been much of an advantage for the Whippets. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games at home. 1st and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 36-yard line. Split backs behind Kavanaugh. Wants to throw, has some pressure, and the pass is almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Bounced right in front of Rob Armstrong. Kavanaugh was going Nathan Johnson's way, but the pressure got to him and he short-armed it.
Sean Shukar coming from his in spot that time. Kavanaugh dropped back to pass, took a deep drop, and the running back tried to pick up Shukar, but Shukar's too quick for him, able to shove him out of the way, get his arms up in the air, almost tackled Kavanaugh when he threw the ball. Kavanaugh simply got rid of that as Johnson hadn't even turned to look for the ball. Rob Armstrong almost picked that off.
2nd down and 10 from the Minden 36. A wide out to either side for Kavanaugh. Looks to his right on the run, being pressured. Pumps once, throws the ball to a wide open Kolakowski, and he cannot make the catch. He was all alone at the Minden 15-yard line. And Kavanaugh, he was on the run, but that may have been another touchdown as his tight end was wide open.
Credit Larry Kavanaugh's pursuit. He came on a middle linebacker blitz up the middle. No one picked him up. Kavanaugh was on the dead run trying to run away from him, and right when he got the ball up, Kavanaugh brought him to the turf. Larry Kavanaugh brought the other Kavanaugh to the turf. So that saved the touchdown right there. The Minden's defensive backs were totally confused on that play. Kolakowski was all alone.
3rd and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 36-yard line. Kavanaugh under draw play to Robinson. Robinson cuts it to the outside. Robinson open to the 20. Cuts back inside and slips down at the 18. Last 2 times that Wood River has been in 3rd down in whatever yardage situations. Perfectly called play. They give it on the draw play to Robinson. Cuts off the left side. It takes the football down inside the Minden 20-yard line to the 19. That was a pickup of 16.
And Robinson that time got the draw play. It was cut. It was stopped up the middle. Minden had it played well, but he cut to the outside. No one was left there out covering the pass, and Robinson was able to turn it into a big game. 1st
and 10 for Wood River from the 19. Kavanaugh running again, pumping, throws a pass, and it's incomplete. Jason Miller was his intended target out near the 15-yard line, and we haven't seen Kavanaugh, Brad, really stand in the pocket a lot. He either rolls to the right or the left, and he kind of reads on the run on where he wants to throw the football.
And I don't know if you want to do that against this Minden defense. When you roll out, the Minden ends are supposed to rush, and every time you roll to one end, especially Sean Shukar's end, you're trying to run away from a guy that has got incredible speed. That time it was the pursuit that made Kavanaugh throw that ball away, and again, another incompletion.
2nd and 10. Here's a draw play to Robinson, cuts up field, and this time the Whippets had it smelled out a little better. He's able to carry the football basically from the 19-yard line down to the 16, a pickup of 3. Stopping him was Seth Johnson, along with Larry Kavanaugh and Sean Shukar.
Johnson really hit Robinson that time, and Robinson was kind of stacked up in the pocket, or in the pile. Seth Johnson came from his linebacker position and just belted him really good to bring him down for good.
3:35 to play here in the first quarter. Wood River and Minden tied at 7. Wood River looking at a 3rd down and 8 from the Minden. Call it the 16-yard line. Split backs behind Kavanaugh. Quick pass fires to a wide open Johnson, and Nathan Johnson takes the football down inside the 10-yard line to the 7. That should be enough for a 1st down. And in making the tackle for the Whippets was Rob Armstrong, and Armstrong's a little slow to get up. And an official's timeout is called as they want to take a look at Rob Armstrong. Armstrong will have to head to the Minden sideline and will be replaced by Todd Beanoff. In the secondary, Minden's a little banged up. Josh Jorgensen, who was trying to come back from a broken hand last week, he injured a ligament in his knee, so they do not have his services. It was enough for a 1st down as it moved the ball to the Minden 5. Hash mark left side. Johnson is a wide out on the left side, tied into the right. Pitch play to Robinson, trying to get outside. He's got McDowell in front of him, tries to get the corner turned, and Robinson's in there. Touchdown, Wood River. He ran laterally for a long time, but when you've got Alan McDowell in front of you, the 260-pound tackle, McDowell was able to clear off a bit of a lane for Robinson, goes in off the right side from 5 yards out, and Wood River retakes the lead.
And Robinson showing good speed to get to the outside as he outran Sean Shukar, a guy who has incredible speed in himself. As he just got inside the pylon, he was hit and fumbled the football right when he got in there. But Wood River gets another touchdown. Minden's defense hasn't looked good so far in this game.
Tim Burkholtz on for the extra point attempt. The snap's put down. The kick was not a good one. He shanked it off to the right, and it's no good. He never really got under that kick. So the extra point is botched here by Wood River, and with 3:15 to play in the first quarter, they lead 13-7. We're back with more football from Minden after this.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by these Wood River sponsors. Agricultural Services of Wood River, your crop production specialist. The Bank of Wood River, service you can bank on. Member FDIC. Call Double D Plumbing and Heating for all your heating and plumbing needs. Gideon Service in Wood River has the best staff of mechanics in town. Heartland Co-op of Wood River is serving South Central Nebraska. Thanks to these sponsors for tonight's district football game.
3:15 left to go in the first quarter. Minden had only given up one touchdown in the first quarter all season. Wood River's got two already in this game as they get set to kick off back to the Whippets.
Burkholz will hit it from his own 40. Johnson and McCauley deep back for the Whippets. This time it's a much better kick by Burkholz. Fielded by McCauley at the 15. Fumbles the football, searches around for it, picks it up, tries to move upfield, and he's going to be decked right past. When he takes it past the Minden 20-yard line, he failed to get out to the 24. That was an ugly display of trying to field a kick. He was tackled. Making the tackle for Wood River was Tony Krause.
Minden getting the ball back here did a good job on their first drive of mixing it up with the run and the pass, mostly due to some penalties that they had. I would hope to see Sean Shukar get the ball more here on this drive.
1st and 10 for Minden. Ball is spotted at their own 25-yard line, moving left to right across your radio. They're out of the eye. They give it to Mark Peterson. Peterson carries the football, running tough, and Mark Peterson carries the football right up the middle to around the 32-yard line. Jumping on his back was Alan McDowell, but not before Peterson got a nifty gain of 8 yards. Brad, coming into this game, he had to figure Minden thought they could move the ball, but they do not want to try to get into a shootout with Wood River. If this game's a shootout, Wood River will probably win.
No, Dorothy's team, Minden is not a scoring team. Wood River is. Minden needs to get some stops and control the offensive line of scrimmage.
Peterson picked up 8. They give the ball to Sean Shukar. Shukar looking for room, fumbled the football, and Wood River might have been on it. There's a scramble for it. Sean Shukar lost the ball. We'll see who jumped on it for the Whippets. Minden apparently got back on the football. Mark Peterson covered it up, but Minden lost a ton of yardage as the ball is going to be placed back at the 26-yard line. Sean Shukar, that would have been disastrous for Minden's hopes. That's exactly the break you're looking for if you're Wood River. They'd have been looking at basically 1st down and 10 from the Minden 25, but the Whippets got it back. But now they're looking at a 3rd down and 7 from there. Call it the 28-yard line. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Wants to throw. Cocks his arm, fires a pass, and it's incomplete to Tanner Cavity at the 40-yard line. Hedstrom threw that pass behind Cavity. Covering on the play were Morgan and Johnson for Wood River, but Hedstrom threw that ball before Cavity even looked back at his quarterback.
And Cavity was wide open. Had Hedstrom waited maybe a second longer, or Cavity turns a second before, he'll catch that ball and he'll pick up the 1st down. He was gone plenty of yards to pick it up. But not a good offensive series that time by the Whippets, and they're going to get the ball right back to Wood River, and Minden has no answer to stop them.
Gunnar Thompson on to do the punting. The deep men for Wood River are Robinson and Johnson standing back at their own 40-yard line. The snap's a good one to Thompson, gets his foot into it. It's a high end-over-end kick. Robinson runs up on it, calls for a fair catch, and makes a fair catch out at the Wood River 42. So Wood River, the 3rd time they have touched the football tonight, they have scored on a 62-yard drive the first time they had it, and a 65-yard drive the last time they had it. And they were looking on the last drive at a 3rd down and long situation. Now they didn't pass the ball. They gave the football to Aaron Robinson, and they really have Minden defensively back on their heels. So 1st and 10 for Wood River. Ball is at their own 42-yard line. Minden still in that 5-3 look. Nathan Johnson is a wideout on the left side. Polk is the flanker on that side. Cavanaugh rolls to his left, pumps the pass, wants to go to Johnson. Johnson makes a catch for a gain of around 5 yards. And he catches the ball and takes it out to the Wood River 47-yard line. Stopping him was Rob Armstrong for the Whippets, but it's a nice gain of 5 yards on 1st down.
It seems like that Wood River's going to that out pattern to Robinson every time when he lines up to this side of the field, which would be towards the press box. He has gone out and simply just run 5 yards and out, catch the ball, and then try to run with it. Minden's trying to get the monster back, or the end, split out here to try to pick that pass off. And last time they almost got to it. This time they were.
2nd and 5. They give the football on the draw play to Aaron Robinson, and Robinson slashes off the left side into Minden territory. Was stopped by Mark Peterson, but he carried down to the Minden, call it the 48-yard line. He'll either have a 1st down, or Wood River will be looking at a very short 3rd down, and they don't even take any time to even bring the chains in. They said Robinson picked up enough for a 1st down. Aaron Robinson, very successful back, had over 700 yards rushing a year ago, over 1,100 yards this season. He has not been held under 100 yards in any of Wood River's games, and here in the 1st quarter, he's well on his way. A minute to play here in the first quarter. Wood River up 13-7. Driving with the football. Kavanaugh pumps, goes deep over the middle, and the pass is incomplete to Adam Krolikowski. But Krolikowski had found the seam of the Minden defense. Ball was a little over his head, but maybe a makeable catch there.
Well, it was right into him, just above his head a little way. He didn't act like he put much effort into catching that ball. He had beaten his cornerback that time, Kyle Heath. He ran right by him, and they threw the ball to Krolikowski, and he was unable. But I think Wood River's game plan in this game, Jason, was definitely to throw the football on Minden. Already Kavanaugh's thrown the ball 12 times, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
2nd and 10 from the Minden 48-yard line. 2 wideouts to the right side. Kavanaugh moves to his right, pumps, wants to go back to the left. Pressure comes. He's going to bolt upfield, running with the football, and he takes it down to the Minden 35-yard line. Kavanaugh scrambled right up the middle. Maybe not the runner that Chad Wiles was a year ago, but he looked pretty fleet of foot on that play, and he carried for another first down. He carried it down to the Minden 36. Sean Shukar finally stopped him for the Whippets, but another first down for Wood River. And Brad, the thing you got to like about their offense, they've been looking at some long second and third opportunities, but they always seem to have a play to come up with a conversion.
And that's because Minden's defense is confused. They don't know what they're going to do on third down because they've got such weapons. And it's been the running play that's been hurting him.
Option play toward the right side. Kavanaugh pitches it out to Johnson. Johnson cannot get free. He is knocked back at the 40-yard line. They tried to run the option to the wide side of the field, and the Whippets were ready for it. Kyle Heath, along with Todd Beanoff, were in there to stop Nathan Johnson. Johnson lost 5.
Great play by Sean Shukar. Played the quarterback. The quarterback, Kavanaugh, he pitched the ball. Shukar peeled off of him and went over and made the stop as well. So credit him of stopping that play entirely by himself.
On the option play, that is the final play of the first quarter. They officially say that Johnson lost 3, and they marked the football back to the Minden 39-yard line. So we played one quarter from Minden. Wood River leads 13-7. We're back with the second quarter after this. You're listening to District Football on KMTY. Second down and 13 for Wood River. Ball is spotted at the 39 a minute. Now one back behind. Kavanaugh gives the football to Robinson, and Aaron Robinson just turns the field. And Robinson carried the football inside the 35-yard line to the 34. He was stopped by the sophomore linebacker for the Whippets, Seth Johnson, along with some help from his defensive tackle, Gunnar Thompson. And they move the football down to the Minden 34-yard line. So basically about a 3rd down and 9. Call it 3rd down and 8 for Wood River. Ball, hash mark right side. Johnson is a wide out on the left side. Paulk to the right. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Quick timing pass. Nathan Johnson took a lick. He was hammered, then coughed up the football. They're going to say that Nathan Johnson was down, but he will not have enough for a first down. He'll be very close, about a yard shy. Nathan Johnson was smacked hard. It appeared Gunnar Thompson was there to hit him. He was filtered back from his tackle position. Johnson showed some toughness there as he was really rocked, hung on to the football, took it down to the Minden 26, so it's 4th down and 1 for Wood River. Minden brings in a bunch of new players. They look a little unorganized again. Todd Beanoff's trying to get off the field. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh on the quarterback sneak. He'll pick up more than enough for a first down. It follows his big center, Daniel Rivera. Rivera, 240 pounds, and Kavanaugh carries the ball inside the Minden 25 to the 24.
Wood River wanted to be physical, Jason, and they're doing it. They're just driving Minden's defensive line off the ball straight back that time, and Kavanaugh was able to pick up 5 yards on that sneak. And Minden's got to come up with some kind of answer for Wood River here, or they're in for a long evening. 1st
and 10, Wood River. They moved it down again to the Minden 23. A wide out to the other side for Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh gets to the first man through. That's Robinson. Got to like the thing about Aaron Robinson. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, but had good leg drive and flashed off the right side. Was stopped by Sean Shukar along with Trent Amstutz. Robinson, though, carried the ball inside the Minden 20 to the 19. On a 2nd down and 7. 10-13 and counting here before halftime. Wood River up 13-7. Knocking on the touchdown door again. Nathan Johnson is a split guy to the left side. Paulk is a flanker on that side. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh rolls to his left. Wants the throw. Goes to Johnson, who's wide open in the middle. Johnson makes the catch. And Johnson should have enough for a first down or be very close. Seth Johnson made the tackle. Nathan Johnson, the 160-pound senior. Minden knew they had to try to contain him, but Brad, at this point, they have no answer. Anytime Kavanaugh is calling Johnson's number, he's been there to make the receptions, and he picked up Enough yardage for a first down again as he moved it down to the Minden 12.
Kavanaugh doing a good job of finding his secondary man, which was Johnson that time. He was trying to run the tight end out to the flat that time, and he was covered well, and he dumped it off to Johnson.
Dual back behind Kavanaugh, gives the ball to Navratno. And Tony Navratno, he carries the football off the left side, inside the 10-yard line to right around the 8. Tony Navratno, the 190-pound sophomore, and they're spelling Robinson on that carry. Picked up 3, moved it down to the Minden, call it roughly between the 8.5 to 9-yard line. Wood River can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Second down and 7. Split backs again behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh barks out a signal, pitches to the right side of Robinson. The whip is worth there, and Robinson stumbles. Otherwise, he had a shot of picking up big yards. He stumbled down at the 7-yard line. Basically, the grass reached up and tackled him on that play, more so than the whipping.
Alan McDowell pulled out that time on that pitch. Sean Shukar, the end, trying to get out wide to cut the play inside, and McDowell shoved Shukar to the turf like he was a piece of clay, or just kind of shoved him completely out of the way. So Wood River wanted to be physical coming into this game, and they're doing a good job of it so far. Third down and 5. Ball is at roughly, call it, the Minden 8-yard line. Kavanaugh goes to his left, wants to go Johnson's way, fires a pass, and it's incomplete. It went right through the hands of Rob Armstrong, who had broke in front of Nathan Johnson in the left corner of the end zone. I think Armstrong was thinking 6, Brad. That's a pass he should probably intercept. Oh, he had that play timed out beautifully. He puts his hands up and makes the catch. He put him up, but he wasn't able to catch the ball. He catches that. No one catches Rob Armstrong. He would have gone 90-plus yards for the touchdown that time.
And Nathan Johnson may have been able to run him down with his 4.6 40 speed. The line of scrimmage is the 8-yard line. This is going to be, at least Wood River acts that they are going to attempt a 25-yard field goal. Tim Burkholz will be on. Ball is spotted, hash mark right side. The snap's put down. Burkholz gets his foot into it. He missed the extra point earlier, but this field goal is good. And with 8:25 to play here in the first half, Wood River goes up 16-7. We're back with more football from Minden after this.
Tonight's game is brought to you by these proud Minden sponsors. The Minden Exchange Bank, member FDIC. Stop by Shea's Good Time Inn after the game tonight for a ghoulishly good Halloween dance. The newly redecorated Pedley Drug is proud to support the Whippets. Big John's Ford. See Big John or Jerry for your next car or truck purchase. Wordcraft Homes offers daily tours. Give them a call. Thanks again to tonight's sponsors.
16-7 is our score now as Wood River has got more points. They tack 3 more on as Burkholz kicks the 22-yard field goal to give them the 16-7 lead. And Minden has no answer for Wood River as they try to get the ball back and answer the Wood River Eagles on their next drive.
Burkholz will kick it left to right across your radio. Deep back for the Whippets are Johnson and McCauley. If the pin will kick, McCauley comes up on this one, catches at the 15. He's out past the 20, 25, got a lane. He's at the 30, slows down a little bit, and then carries people with him out to the 33-yard line. McCauley ran right up the middle. Tackling him was Tony Kraus, 170-pound sophomore. We've already called his name a couple of times. The Minden's had pretty good field position. Started their first drive in which they scored a touchdown at their own 35. Started last drive at 25-yard line with 3 downs and out. This time they'll take over at their own 33, trailing 16-7. They'll send Tanner Cavanaugh out to the right side. Larry Kavanaugh is a tight end on the left side, and Seth Johnson is a wing on the right side. I formations behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom gives the football to Shukar off the left side. Shukar bolting free, and Shukar twisting and turning his way out past the Minden 40-yard line to right around the 42. A nice pickup of 7 yards before it was stopped by Tony Kraus.
That Shukar's speed showing that time not much of a hole, but he was able to bust through it and pick up 7 very quick yards as the defensive backs from Wood River are able to make the stop. And Minden needs more execution like that. Needs to open some holes up and get some big yards out of Sean Shukar.
2nd and 3 for the Whippets from their own 42-yard line. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Here comes a trap to Seth Johnson. Johnson running tough, and Seth Johnson carries the football out to the 49-yard line. That's more than enough for a first down. Stopping him was Justin Polk. And that's the play that Minden ran with Sean Shukar to perfection against McTown Holdridge. And they were able to take the ball. Hedstrom axes as the play is going to the right. Before you know it, he hands the ball off to the wingback, comes back around on the left side, and Johnson carries the football out to the Minden 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Minden. Hedstrom on the option play toward the left side. Late pitch out to Sean Shukar, and Shukar is wrestled out of bounds at the Wood River 47-yard line. Putting the stick on him was David Kavanaugh.
And they're doing a good job here as all the running plays they've had so far here on this drive have picked up more than 5 yards of carry. So if Minden can continue to pick up 4, 5, 6 yards every time they run the football, that spells good news for the Whippet offense.
Shukar picked up 5, moved it down to the Wood River 46-yard line. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom, here's that trap again. They fake the trap. It's a pitch out to Mark Peterson. Peterson at the 45, at the 40-yard line. He's down to the Wood River 34-yard line. Before he was ushered out of bounds, Luke McTavish came over and knocked Mark Peterson down, but not before a big gain as he carries the football down to right around the 36-yard line of Wood River.
Great job by Peterson that time as they run the little fake and then the pitch after him. He uses his stiff arm very well on that time as he shoves off a couple Wood River tackles. Peterson has been running very tough the last few weeks.
Officially marked at the 37. 1st and 10 for Minden. Hedstrom on a deep handoff to Shukar at the 35. Shukar running tough, and Sean Shukar will be brought down at the Wood River 32-yard line as he slanted off the left side. Making the tackle is Justin Polk. Polk a week ago had a huge game against Gibbon. 10 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, an interception, returned one of those fumbles 41 yards for a touchdown. So a very good defensive game for the 165-pound junior. Hedstrom carried for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 for Minden. 6:20 to play here before halftime. The Whippets trail 16-7. High formation for John Hedstrom. Gives the ball to Peterson trying to go up with a trap play, and he's able to have moderate success. Carries down to the Wood River 31-yard line before he was tackled by Alan McDowell.
Minden running the wide stuff, trying to soften up Wood River's middles, get them flowing towards the outside, and then bust that trap play to Peterson right up the middle, trying to get big yards off it. That play, just a couple players able to make the stop, otherwise Peterson picks up big yardage one more time.
Key 3rd down and 4 here for Minden. They need to put points on the scoreboard if they want to keep up with Wood River. Wood River looks like they're going to be scoring in the 30s tonight. High formation behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom on the option play, pitches it out to Shukar. Shukar turns the corner. Shukar at the 25, and he dances out of bounds at the Wood River 23-yard line as that option play went to the left side. He was knocked out of bounds by Aaron Robinson, but Shukar picked up enough for a Minden 1st down.
Shukar just gets the pitch from Hedstrom on the option play that time and outruns everyone to the corner. With his speed, he was able to pick up the 1st down. If he's been just a few steps slower, he may only get 2 yards, but that time his speed picked him up the extra 3 yards he needed for the 1st down.
1st and 10, Minden from the Wood River 25-yard line. Here's that trap play again to Seth Johnson, and Johnson runs into the arms of Aaron Robinson. Credit the linebacker of staying home and reading that play. Seth Johnson carried inside the Wood River 25-yard line to right around the 23. The Minden running game the last 3 weeks has basically been a lot of Mark Peterson and a lot of Sean Shukar. Shukar last week, 33 carries, 164 yards. That's his career and season high. He's had 164, both against Broken Bow and Cozad. Minden looking at a 2nd down and 8 from the Wood River 23. Kavanaugh's a tight end on the left side. Hedstrom wants to throw the ball, has time, fires it. The pass is incomplete to Larry Kavanaugh. Threw it behind the tight end, who had found a soft spot in that Wood River secondary at the 12-yard line.
And Kavanaugh had gone deep enough. He was just outside the 10-yard line, would have picked the 1st down up by 3 or 4 yards. Hedstrom just threw it behind him just a little bit. Kavanaugh able to stick out a hand and tip it a little bit, but unable to bring it in.
3rd down and a long 8 for the Whippets. 5 minutes to play before halftime, trailing 16-7. Ball is marked at the Wood River 23-yard line. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom rolls to the right. They want to set up the screen. The pass is caught by Mark Peterson, but staying home and making the tackle was Adam Krolikowski. Krolikowski read that play and decked Peterson back at the Wood River 27-yard line. They were burned before on that play, but Krolikowski credit him for learning the first time and made the tackle to stop the Whippets. And with 4:45 to play before halftime, Jim Nolan wants to take a timeout. His team is staring at a 14, or to make that a 4th down and 13 situation, trailing 16-7. We're back with more from Minden after this.
Hey, but we're unable to.
4th and 13. Whippets out of the shotgun for the first time tonight. They get it to Hedstrom, stands in the pocket, rockets the pass, is caught by Rob Armstrong, twists down to the 15-yard line. He'll be very close for a 1st down. I don't know if he got it. He's very close. He had to get it just inside the Wood River 15-yard line. And they say first down for the Whippets. Key 4th and 13 conversion as John Hedstrom was able to hook up with Rob Armstrong, just Armstrong's 6th catch of the season.
Good job by Armstrong at going where he needs to go to pick up the first down. Right at the yardstick, able to catch the ball, get the tackle, gets the first down. Good execution by Hedstrom and Armstrong.
Ball is at the 15-yard line of Wood River. 1st and 10 for Minden. Peterson and Shukar behind Hedstrom. Shukar gets the ball, and Shukar runs in to a couple of Wood River to tackle. Aaron Robinson stopped that play again. Last year, he was honorable mention All-State, basically for his exploits as a running back, leading tackler for Wood River a year ago with 118 tackles. Big stick on Shukar as Shukar picked up nothing on 1st and 10.
And Wood River's linebackers need to be active against Minden's running game, as they need to come up and fill the holes and knock down the running backs when they try to come through and pick up yards. That was a good example of what they need to do on that play. Minden needs to get some yards here on this play.
2nd and 10, Hedstrom wheels around, throws a pass, and was it caught by Larry Kavanaugh? Touchdown, Minden. Do you believe that? John Hedstrom threw it right past Nathan Johnson into the arms of Larry Kavanaugh. He hangs on to the football. Kavanaugh has his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. John Hedstrom has a strong arm, but I don't know how he put it between the two Eagles there. I thought the pass was either knocked away or intercepted by Johnson.
Well, Johnson had the ball. Kavanaugh had the ball. And the rule is if both men come down with the ball, the offense is awarded the possession. So touchdown Minden. Good throw by Hedstrom.
Uricon for the extra point attempt. He hammers this one into the late October sky. And with 3:43 to play before halftime, Minden has tightened things up a little bit. 16-14. Minden has scored on their 1st and 3rd drives of the game. Wood River has scored all 3 times they've had their hands on the football. Didn't exactly expect a shootout, Brad, but that looks like what this game may be developing into.
Well, I don't think Minden can afford a shootout. Wood River would like it to continue, but Minden did what they needed to do on offense there as they drove down the field, took a lot of time off the clock, able to get points out of it. And Wood River wants to strike quickly, but they need to stop Minden from taking the time off the clock. But good job by Minden that time. Good catch by Larry Kavanaugh, and Minden's on the board again.
15-yard touchdown strike from John Hedstrom to Larry Kavanaugh. That drive covered 67 yards. 3:43 to play before halftime. Wood River leading 16-14. Gregor Urich is on to hit this ball from his own 40-yard line. Robinson is the deep man at the Wood River 5. Here's that high pooch kick. Minden has shown a lot this year. It's caught by one of the Wood River up men, and being blasted as soon as he caught the football was David Berzino, and Berzino is tackled down at the Wood River 35.
I don't think that's a good strategy by Minden to have Urich kick that ball like that, because you don't want to give Wood River any more field position than they can get. You want them to go 90, 80, 70 yards per touchdown, and here they don't have to go nearly that far. So Minden needs to control the field position battle a little better than they have so far in this football game.
Polk is wide to the right side, Johnson to the left. Dual backs behind Kavanaugh. 1st and 10. Pumps goes to the left, going to the fade pass to Nathan Johnson, and the catch is made by Nathan Johnson. Went high into the air, caught that football over Rob Armstrong's shoulder, and makes the catch at the Minden 40-yard line.
And Armstrong didn't pick that pass up at all. If he turns around a couple seconds earlier, he probably intercepts that pass. But instead, Johnson picks it up quicker, is able to jump up in the air, times his jump beautifully, was able to bring the reception down right over the top of Rob Armstrong. Good job of execution from Kavanaugh to Johnson. 1st and
10, Wood River from the Minden 40-yard line. Kavanaugh on an option play to the right side, gives it out to Navratno. Navratno tries to cut back and then runs into Zach Osgood. He stonewalls him at the line of scrimmage.
They're not going to beat Minden with the option play. That's what they run on their own offense. They see that every day in practice. So Wood River had better find a new play to run against Minden's defense besides the option, because that's not going to work at all.
Tony Navratil was, in fact, lost half a yard. Under 3 minutes to play before halftime. Wood River up 16-14. 2nd down, a call at basically 10.5 from the Minden 41-yard line. Johnson, the wide out on the right side. Kavanaugh wants to throw. Minden comes with a blitz, goes over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. The ball was thrown a little behind and a little low for Adam Krolikowski. Ball bounced in front of him before he could get his hands on it. Credit him, good effort of trying to come up with that catch.
Kyle Heath did a great job of trying to intercept that ball. Instead, as he's diving, as the Minden fans are really getting behind their defense here. And Minden, if they can stop Wood River here, 3 and out would be a great show of defensive strength that they need to get back in this football game and get some momentum, a lot of momentum before halftime.
3rd and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 40. Option play by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh keeps it, and he will not get enough for a first down. He maybe got the ball to the 38. Boy, Minden has not been able to stop Wood River's passing offense on any down, and a little odd to see Wood River going to the option play there with Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh picked up only a yard.
Good job by Minden's linebackers that time. Nick Tome, they run the option again. I said it just a little bit ago, that's not a play that's going to work very effectively against Minden. Minden's linebackers have got speed, and they know where to go to play the running game, and that time they run the option. And Kavanaugh, the option man is covered, so Kavanaugh busted up through there, and Cole makes a great stop.
4th and 9. Wood River appears as if they were going to punt the football. Flag was thrown. Nathan Johnson gets his foot into it, angles it toward the right side. The ball bounces at the 15, and then will just trickle out of bounds, follow the yard marker all the way out of bounds. But we had a penalty thrown back at the 39 before this ball was even punted. The officials get together at the Minden 25-yard line to decide what the penalty flag was on, and it's illegal procedure on Wood River. That will back the Eagles up 5 yards. Pretty good punt from Nathan Johnson. Johnson coming in has just punted the ball. That was only his 19th punt of the season. Has been averaging right at 35 yards per punt. 2:04 to play before halftime. Wood River leading Minden 16-14. And Brad, the way Wood River has dominated this football game in the first half, kind of surprised to look at the scoreboard and see Whippets trailing just by 2.
Well, we talked about the lack of competition Wood River had. They hadn't played teams with the kind of offensive ability and physicalness of Minden's offensive line and the running attack. So I'm not surprised to see Minden have success, but I am a little surprised to see Wood River dominating Minden on it. It's a fake.
And here's a fake to Nathan Johnson. Johnson takes the ball. Cavity makes a tackle, and Nathan Johnson got very close for a first down. I wondered if that maybe was coming. Wood River lulled Minden to sleep a little bit. They took the 5-yard penalty on the procedure, and Nathan Johnson got very close to a first down. All depends on the spot. Nathan Johnson got the snap, used his speed to dart off the right side, and if he didn't get enough for a first down, he's very, very close. Minden was not alert on that at all. It looks as if he's a little short, but they'll bring the chains in from the far side. The chains were put down at the 30-yard line. The Minden players kind of in our way. We'll see if they stretch the chains, and Johnson does not have enough for a first down. Credit Tanner Cavity, who made the tackle to stop Nathan Johnson about a half a yard shy of a first down.
A good tackle, as you said, by Cavity. He didn't try to muscle him up top. They tried to bring him down that way. He went right at his hip and cut him down just short of where he needed to go. Good tackle by Tanner Cavity, saving the first down. Minden's fired up. They've got the momentum back in their favor.
For the first time tonight, they actually stopped Wood River. They were able to hold them to the field goal, and then on that particular play, they stopped them on down. So Minden takes over at their own 29-yard line. I formation behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom hands the football to Sean Shucar, and Shucar's met behind the line of scrimmage. Tries to go forward, but cannot get it done. Submarinating in there and making the tackle is Jason Dimmitt, the 210-pound senior for Wood River. Dimmitt was all-conference a year ago on the line, made an all-conference play there. Shucar lost one. Under a minute, 40 seconds of play here before halftime. Clock running. Minden trailing 16-14. Moving right to left across your radio. I'm Jason Jorgensen along with Brad Zwink. Glad that you are in tune to KMTY's coverage of district football. Minden taking a lot of time in the huddle here. You'd have thought maybe they would have tried to use this last minute and 50 seconds to get another score on the board. I formation behind Hedstrom. Cavity is the tight end on the left side. Option play. Hedstrom cuts upfield, and Hedstrom is tumbled at the 30-yard line. Started off toward his right, then saw a little bit of an alley. Tried to cut upfield, and he was tackled by David Meade. The timeout is called by Wood River. Larry Frost deliberately spending one. They can't blame him here. 1:05 to play. There's a good chance Les Minden has a big conversion. His team for the Whippets. From their own 29-yard line. Cavity's a wide out to the left side. Johnson to the right. Hedstrom to throw the ball. Stands in the pocket. Pumps once. Wants to go deep, and the ball was knocked away, and it's incomplete. Well, that was nearly a fumble. Credit the play of Alan McDowell. Right as Hedstrom wanted to throw the football, he hit his arm, and the ball fell harmlessly to the turf. Incomplete pass for the Whippets.
Minden was trying to go deep to Tanner Cavaney as he was trying to outrun his man on the wide side of the field. And Heston doing a good job of staying in the pocket. Minden offensive line doing a good job of keeping the pursuit out. McDowell's the only man who was able to get through that time, but he made the play, and now Minden has got a punt.
Gunnar Thompson on a punt for the second time tonight will receive this snap inside his own 20-yard line. Johnson and Robinson, the deep men, they're standing at their own 35. Movement at the line of scrimmage, and Wood River jumps offside. Going into the neutral zone was Tim Burkholz. He was out on the end. He crossed the line of scrimmage, and that's 5 yards for Minden. That will move the football up to basically the 36-yard line. Minden will still be looking at basically a 4th down and 6. No chance that they would go for it here. With under a minute to play, ball on their side of the 50-yard line. Gunnar Thompson looking toward the Minden bench, wants to get the signal. They say, Gunnar, you're punting the football. Done a pretty good job punting the football this season, averaging right around 35 yards per punt. So Robinson and Johnson retreat even more back to their 30-yard line. Snap from Bloomfield's a good one to Thompson. The return is on. Thompson gets his foot into it. It's a high kick. Fair catch is called by Robinson. Fumbles the football, and he's able to get back on it. He fumbled the football right in Torres. Torres just kind of watched Robinson, and Robinson very alertly jumped on the football for Wood River. That would have been disastrous for the Eagles to have that happen at their own 30-yard line with under a minute to play.
Robinson had signaled for the fair catch with the making, and it went right through his arm. Like you said, he alertly jumped on top of it. He might have been a little distracted there. Minden not quite giving the allowed 2 yards there. As Ty Costa was in his face as he tried to make the catch.
50 seconds to work with here in the first half. Wood River leading 16-14. They take over at their own 30. Wide out to either side. Blitz comes from Minden. Kavanaugh in pressure. Throws the ball away to Robinson, and he gets rocked behind the line of scrimmage. Knocking Robinson down was Mark Peterson. And as soon as Robinson caught that pass, he was drilled in the backfield. Clock continues to run. 33, 32, 31. They'll move the sticks back to the Wood River 24-yard line. That was a loss of 6 on that pass. Robinson's probably going back to the huddle. Don't call another screen pass. Second down and 16 from the Wood River 24-yard line. Kavanaugh to pass again, takes a 5-step drop, pumps the ball deep toward the right side for Johnson, and Johnson cannot run and catch the football. Kavanaugh led him a little bit. Great arm strength. He threw the ball from the left hash mark at about his own 15-yard line. Just put touch on the ball very effortlessly, threw the ball out to his own 47.
Minden playing their prevent defense. Todd Beanoff that time was on the coverage. I don't know if he's the guy you want covering Mason Johnson there. Johnson was open. The pass was overthrown. But Minden needs to play heads up here, as now they're going to send 5 guys back to try to prevent this throw here.
12 seconds to play before halftime. Here's a draw play to Robinson. Robinson escapes. Robinson still running, and Robinson carries people with him out past the 30-yard line. It was 3rd and 16. He was able to basically pick up the 6 yards he lost on the screen pass, and that is the final play of the first half. Wood River was able to open up a 16-7 lead. Minden answered with a touchdown. 3:43 to play before halftime. Wood River leads 16-14. We're back with halftime stats and more. You're listening to Wood River and Minden football here on KMTY.
When you get a chance,
Moving left to right. Wood River right to left across your radio. Minden here from Lauren Cooper Field moving north to south. Very little breeze, thankfully, for tonight's game. Otherwise, it's cold enough out there. Not that we know. We're in the press box, and they've broken out the space heater tonight, so you got to like that. Those are the benefits sometimes of doing a ball game. 16-14 our score at half. Tim Burkholz will hit it from his own 40-yard line, deep back for the Whippets. Are Rob Armstrong and Seth Johnson. They are standing at the Minden 10-yard line. Burkholz gets the whistle, approaches the football, and gets his foot into it. It's a pinwheel kick. Rob Armstrong makes the catch at the Minden 10. He's out past the 15 to the 20. Got a block, 25, tries to cut upfield, puts both hands around that football, and moves the pile out to the Minden 29-yard line. Was tackled by a number of Eagles. First guy to hit him was Kim Patinama. Kim Patinama made the tackle. He's a 145-pound senior. So Minden had pretty good field position that first half. Their own 35, their own 33 a couple of times. Started a couple other drives at their 25 and 29. They will begin this drive at their own 29-yard line. Hash mark left side. Tanner Cavaney is a split end on the right side. I formation behind John Hedstrom. Turns, hands the ball to Sean Chukar, searching for room, going off the left side, moves the pile, and moves people out past the 35-yard line to the 36 as he ran away from us. In the end, Adam Krolikowski made the stop for Wood River. Very active player. Came into tonight's game with 77 tackles. They spotted Chukar out of bounds, more upfield. There also is an injured Eagle on the far sideline. He's laying right on the sideline, and the medical staff from Wood River is taking a look at him. No clue on to who that is, as we are screened off from his number. 11:40 to play here in the third quarter. We've run one play from scrimmage. Sean Chukar carried for 2 yards, but there is an injured Eagle on the tackle, so they'll usher him off. He'll be replaced by Jason Morgan. 2nd and 7 for Minden. Ball is spotted basically at the 31. Hedstrom on an option play to the left side, pitches out to Peterson. Peterson breaks one tackle, running tough. Mark Peterson's loose. Peterson hanging on, still running, and takes it out to the Wood River 49-yard line. A tremendous run as Mark Peterson should have been knocked back behind the line of scrimmage, but he just continues to run and run and run. Last week had a career-high 118 yards and a fantastic run by Mark Peterson.
Well, he had such a huge game last week. We were talking to him about how well he had played, and he said something about, do you think UNL would like a little short fullback like me? I'd tell you, on that run right there, I'd take him in a heartbeat.
1st and 10 for Minden from the Wood River, 49-yard line. Here's that trap play to Seth Johnson, cutting inside. He gets buried, then Seth Johnson runs hard, hanging on to the football. Wood River was stripping at it. Seth Johnson ran right up the middle, right off the right hash mark, and carried the ball down to the Wood River 46. Krolikowski made the stop. He was all-conference a year ago. Krolikowski, very, very good basketball player, was all-region in basketball a year ago, averaged over 13 points a game, had a big game receiving a year ago against Minden in that 17-14 loss. They officially give Johnson a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Hedstrom under center, hands the ball off to Chukar, going off the left side, tries to turn on the speed, gets to the 45-yard line, and knocked out at the 43. David Yancey made the tackle, came up from the secondary to stop Sean Chukar, but Brad, there was the speed of Chukar. A couple of Eagles were close to him. He just turned on the jets and outran them to the corner.
Well, an off-tackle play that time for Minden, nothing there, so Chukar bounces it out to the outside, simply runs everyone to the corner, picks up big 5-yard gain on that play. So Minden's running backs are running really tough in this game. That's something that they've been very successful at this year, is yards after contact, and that's a lot of things that make your team successful, is getting more yards after you're hit.
Wood River with a 5-2 look on 3rd and 4. Minden wants to throw. Hedstrom brings pressure, throws the ball off. It's caught by Chukar. Chukar breaks one tackle. He'll have enough for a first down. Still running. We talk about yards after contact. Wood River's tackling has really gone south here to begin the third quarter. Chukar caught that football at the 35-yard line, but he took it downfield, and he was not wrestled down until he took it down to the 29-yard line before Nate Johnson could get him down, but a first down for Minden.
And when it get to them, Minden's going to pick up more yards, and they're not going to be able to stop the Whippets, as Minden looks very impressive to start the second half.
Just over 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 1st and 10 for Minden. They give to Chukar, and Chukar slides down as he was attempting to make his cut. He slid down at the 29-yard line. As soon as he slid down, Luke McTavish jumped on his back. This Minden field looks a little rough between the hash marks, although over on the sidelines it looks okay. 600 yards. Basically, most of those yards have come after October 1st. Minden with a 2nd down and 10. Ball is spotted at the Wood River 30-yard line. Hedstrom, here's that trap play again to Seth Johnson. Johnson tries to go upfield. Wood River really, really stripping at the ball. Alan McDowell put him down. And he ran from the 30-yard line down to the 28. Short pickup. Minden's looking at 3rd down and 8.
Wood River stripping at the football, like you mentioned, Jason, perhaps realizing how much trouble Minden had holding on to the football to start this year. But in the last few ball games, they've only turned the ball over 5 times in the last 3 games. As to mention, they had 15 turnovers in their first 3. So Minden doing a much better job of hanging on to the football.
3rd and 8 out of the shotgun. Hedstrom gets the snap, has time, goes deep to Tanner Cavity, and the pass is incomplete. That's a 5-yard line. Cavity was double covered. He was draped to the left by Morgan, to the right by Johnson. That pass was a little tall for Tanner Cavity, who tried to climb the ladder and reel it in. So Minden with a 4th and 8 from the Wood River call it the 28-yard line. 8:51 to play here in the third quarter. Whippets trailing 16-14. They're basically too close to punt. They're going to call a timeout. We'll take one as well.
Yeah, 4th down and 8.
4th and 8. From the Wood River 28-yard line, shotgun for Minden. Hedstrom takes the snap, stands in the pocket, looks Tanner Cavaney's way. He fires a pass, and it's intercepted by Krolikowski. Krolikowski breaks one tackle down the right sideline, 35-40, 45. Krolikowski still running, and he takes it into Minden territory at the 47-yard line. John Hedstrom with a bad pass. He was going Tanner Cavaney's way, and he threw the ball right into Krolikowski's breadbasket, and he was more than happy to pick off that pass and start down the other side.
I don't know how he didn't see Krolikowski. He was right in his lane of sight as he was looking towards Cavaney. Hedstrom just decided to fire the football, and he threw it right to him. Not a good pass that time. And now I guess you could say that's about as good as a punt and a good return.
Wood River will take over at the Minden 49-yard line. Split backs behind Kavanaugh. Johnson is wide to the left side. Kavanaugh to throw the ball. Looks to the left, pumps. Wants to fire it out in the open, and the pass is caught by Krolikowski. Krolikowski is able to make the catch at the Minden 40-yard line. He was tackled by Todd Beanoff, who was all the way there, but Beanoff could not get over to the receiver quick enough to pick up 9 yards for Wood River. They move it down inside the Minden. Well, they'll mark it right at the 40-yard line.
Minden looks like they're trying to defend something a little better. Here's a big player from Minden coming off the game injured. Gunnar Thompson, he's a player you don't want to lose as Brandon Torres hustles in there.
2nd and 1 for Wood River. Dual backs behind Kavanaugh. Just over 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and they give to Navratilov. And Navratilov, he's able to carry the football, searches through the pile. And Navratilov, he's able to take the football basically down. He's able to move it inside. We'll get the mark here for you. If he takes the football down to the 35-yard line, that was more than enough for a first down.
Navratilov has been a guy that hasn't picked up a lot of yards when he's touched the football tonight, Jason. He's only picked up 7 yards so far in this game on 5 carries. And basically every time he gets the ball, Minden has been able to stop him before his forward momentum can get going.
1st and 10 for Wood River. They give it to Robinson. Robinson grinding forward off the right side before he was stacked up and dropped to the 34-yard line. Making the tackle was Seth Johnson along with some help from Nick Combe. Minden will shuttle Zach Osgood back to the ball game, and they continue to look at Gunnar Thompson on the Minden sideline. Thompson, in fact, he is the leading tackler on this team. Came in with 65 tackles. And now Jason Keene will leave for Minden. Minden's running around. Doesn't look like they're maybe organized on defense. 2nd down and 7 for Wood River. Kavanaugh on the throw. Looks for the quick end to Nathan Johnson, and the pass is incomplete. Pass was incomplete at the 25-yard line of Brad. Kavanaugh's lucky that pass was not picked off as he threw that one into a number of purple jerseys.
Well, I figured Minden would adjust at halftime to those out patterns and the slants, similar patterns to what Minden likes to run when they do pass. But Minden taking the linebacker and the ends on that side and dropping them off in coverage. That time, Mark Peterson very close to picking that ball off as he was back in coverage.
3rd and 7 from the Minden, call it the 36-yard line. Split backs behind Kavanaugh, gives to Robinson, and Robinson running tough. Great job of keeping his balance. He almost slipped down at the 28-yard line. He was able to carry the football down to the Minden 25, and that's just enough for a first down. The play calling from Wood River has been excellent tonight. Time and time again on 3rd down, they've gone to that draw play, and Robinson's been able to deliver.
That's the play that Minden needs to stop. It's been hurting them all night long. When Wood River gets in a long passing situation, they seem to run that draw, and Minden is not there as they're out in pass coverage, and Robinson's able to run free for the first down.
1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Minden 25-yard line. Kavanaugh looks to his left, has all day, goes over the middle. Krolikowski's wide open, caught the football, and now they say incomplete. He caught the football at the 10, it looked like. Then he was cracked by Tanner Cavaney, who's got a little reputation going with the way he can smack people from that safety position, and he jarred the ball loose from Krolikowski.
Great hit by Cavaney. Just as Krolikowski was able to bring that ball down, he hit him right in the midsection and made him cough the football up. Many of the fans here were booing, saying they thought that was a fumble, but that was not. As soon as he touched the ball, Cavaney hit him, separating his ball. Great play from a defensive back position.
Under 7 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Wood River up 16-14, driving. They're at the Minden 25-yard line. Kavanaugh looking Johnson's way, throws the in slant pass to Johnson, makes the catch, and Johnson carries the football down close to the 15-yard line. It was probably tackled at the 17. Pass was thrown off the right side. He'll be a couple yards shy of a first down. Seth Johnson and Sean Shukar made the tackle, but Brad, it's a thing of beauty to watch. Kavanaugh and Johnson work together. They just read each other's every move. What almost looks like when they go out for passes, it looks like something that they made up in the huddle. And that time, Johnson went out and looked like he was running an out pattern, then did a circle and came back to the inside. 3rd and 3, they give the football to Robinson. Robinson will have enough for a first down. He rushes up the right side and takes it inside the Minden 10-yard line to the 9 before he was stopped by Seth Johnson. And it's tough to stop a passing team, tough enough to try to stop Wood River's passing offense when that's all they have, but they have been able to run the football very effectively. And unfortunately for Wood River, after that carry, Aaron Robinson has come up a little lame. And there's also a Minden player down, Jason, just on the other side of Robinson there. I can't tell. Make it 1st and 10. Wood River can pick up a first down without making a touchdown. From the Minden 10-yard line, Kavanaugh rolls to the left, pumping, tries to get away, and down he goes. He was sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Making the play was Mark Peterson, who rolled to the left, was trying to buy time, but credit the Minden secondary as they had the Wood River receivers locked up in coverage. They tried to get Johnson lined up on the far side, out one-on-one. Minden took a linebacker, the safety, and the corner all back there in pass coverage. And then Kavanaugh rolls to the one side. I mentioned earlier that Minden's ends like to rush when the quarterbacks roll to the one side. Peterson did that, was able to make the play on Kavanaugh. Big play by the Whippets. The loss of 4, so it's 2nd down and 14 from the Minden 15. A wide out to either side for Kavanaugh. Quick pitch out to Robinson, who's back in the game, and he goes nowhere. Believe it or not, he was beat to the corner by big old Zach Osgood. All 230 pounds of him got to the corner, forced Robinson back inside, and Robinson lost a yard. And Osgood showed quick reflexes for a big man as Robinson was trying to run one way, cut back on him, and Osgood was able to cut just as quick as he did, able to cut him down. Also, the other pursuit from the linebacker up that time to give Minden the stop, a loss of about 3 yards. So now Wood River's starting to go backwards. 3rd and 17 from the Minden 18-yard line. They officially put it down. Split backs behind Kavanaugh. Looks to Johnson's way. Nobody's open. Kavanaugh is being rushed. Tries to get outside. Throws the football to a wide open Polk, and the pass is incomplete. Justin Polk was all alone in the back of the end zone. Kavanaugh was on the run again, but that's maybe a pass that Polk should reel in, as there was not a purple jersey within 10 yards of him. Minden looked like they had the sack, but Kavanaugh was able to get outside containment and look down the field, and everything was just kind of like a jailbreak that time, as everyone was covered. Kavanaugh couldn't find anybody, so Wood River's receivers just improvising and making their own routes that time, as Polk was wide open in the back of the end zone. The pass just out of his reach as he dove for it off his fingertips. And here's a huge play, 4th and 17 for the Minden defense. 4th and 17 for Wood River from the Minden 18-yard line. Split backs behind Kavanaugh. He's under pressure, stutters around. He almost goes down, throws a pass, and it's going to be caught, but then being knocked out of bounds was David Brazino. We'll get it right. He's knocked out of bounds to the 15. He did make the catch, but it was not enough for a first down. That's a key hold for the Whippets. And Wood River, Brad, they had a chance there. They put that one in. They maybe take control of this football game with their offense, but the Minden defense kind of bending but not breaking, and they're able to hold the Eagles out of there. Well, Kavanaugh was being rushed by Larry Kavanaugh, big old Kavanaugh coming right up the middle as Minden sends a linebacker, and they couldn't block him. And that was a great play by Larry Kavanaugh, forced him into a bad throw. They pick up only a yard. Minden gets the ball back, a huge break for the Whippets. Minden takes over at their own 15-yard line. Hedstrom on an option play, doesn't know what to do, and he gets buried in the backfield. Jumping on his back was all 260 pounds of Alan McDowell. And Hedstrom was indecisive on the option play to the left side, and it hurt him. Well, flag was thrown near the line of scrimmage. The officials are discussing it. Legal procedure on Minden. I think if you're Wood River here, you decline the penalty. You lost about 6 yards on that play. 4:28 to play here in the third quarter. Minden with the ball for the second time here in the second half, trailing 16-14. Wood River does decline the penalty. Edstrom lost yardage from the Minden 15-yard line. Basically, Colony lost yardage back to the 12. Second down and 14 for Minden. Johnson is split to the left side. Armstrong to the right. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom turns, gives the ball to Sean Shukar. Shukar running tough, and Shukar is able to advance the football out to close to the 20-yard line. Credit the play, though, of just being able to stay home and slow up Sean Shukar's speed. It was David Mead. If he doesn't get there and just kind of run into Shukar a little bit. There was a huge alley on that play.
Well, Shukar would have scored on that because there was no one left. He would have had open field right down the middle. And that was the double dive that Minden has run successfully this year. They don't show it a lot as the backs line up in the pro set. One crosses, and then the other one comes back from the other way, and there was a huge hole for Shukar to run through.
Shukar picked up 8 yards, so it's 3rd down and 6 for Minden from the 20-yard line. Movement at the line of scrimmage, and Wood River may have jumped offside.
Wood River shooting themselves in the foot here in the third quarter, as Minden is doing what they need to do, running time off the clock, but they're also picking up yards, and Wood River is hurting themselves by getting tackled for losses and then penalties on top of that.
Daniel Rivera, he's the one who jumped off sides. He was playing the right tackle position of their 5-3 defense. That's not enough yardage to give Minden a first down, but Minden goes from roughly a 3rd down and 6 to 3rd and less than 1. Ball is spotted at the Minden 25-yard line. Armstrong is a split end on the right side. Kavanaugh is a tight end on the left side. Hedstrom turns, gives the ball to Shukar. Shukar looking for room. Shukar cuts up field. Shukar gets enough for a first down, stays on his feet, and carries the ball up off the left side to the 35-yard line. Finally stopping him was Tony Krause. Krause did not start tonight's game for Wood River, but he has been very active on defense.
Shukar is breaking tackles and picking up yards after contact, just like Peterson. Minden's running backs are running very hard. Two of the hardest running backs I've seen run this whole season since we've been doing games, Jason.
Just over 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Wood River leading 16-14, and as soon as Wood River penalizes themselves, Minden penalizes their own selves. As Kai Kostler, he forgot the snap count. He moved early, and that will back the Whippets up 5 yards.
But the key there was that Wood River gave up the penalty, then Minden pick up the first down. Here Minden has a first down and then gets the penalty. And like a lot of times that happened to Minden earlier this year, it's not how many yards, it's when the penalty occurs.
Whippets looking at a first down of 15. Ball is marked at their own 25-yard line. Hedstrom turns. Here's that double dive play again to Sean Shukar, and Wood River was ready for it. Smacking into Sean Shukar as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage was Aaron Robinson. Robinson has been very, very active and a tough customer tonight on defense for the Eagles.
And Robinson, coming from his linebacker position, was on the blitz, and Minden ran that play into the wrong formation that time as the blitz caught him. If he gets by Robinson that time, Shukar gets some yards, but the blitz worked effectively that time for the Wood River Eagles.
2nd down and 16. Hedstrom wants to throw, has time, being pressured, throws the ball to Seth Johnson, and it's caught. Johnson makes the catch, now he drops it. Ball was thrown right into Seth Johnson's hands. He caught the ball at the 35-yard line and just dropped it. They're a little undecided here on what down that was. And I believe that was 2nd down. This should be 3rd down and 16 for Minden. Some of the Minden players were running off to the sideline. They'll get back in the huddle and try to come up with a play that will gain them the first down here. They need to get the football out to their own 40-yard line. Ball is marked officially at the Minden 24. Hash mark left side. 3rd and 16. Kavanaugh's wide to the right. Armstrong to the left. Minden will work out of the shotgun. The blitz comes from Wood River. Hedstrom in pressure, under trouble. Goes down the middle for Tanner Cavany. The pass is incomplete. There was a miscommunication, Brad, there of the split end and the quarterback. Hedstrom thought Cavany would keep running, and Cavany stopped, and the ball was overthrown.
Well, Hedstrom did a great job of avoiding the pursuit. The pocket collapsed. He ran right out in front of it as all the pursuit went behind him. Cavany was open. The pass was a little off to his right side that time, but Cavany quit running, and it looked like if he kept his running going and maybe turned back a field, he might have been able to get to that ball, but forced Minden into a punt. We talked about the defenses. Both of them are picking up play here in the third quarter.
Gunnar Thompson will punt on 4th and 16, standing in his own 10-yard line. The pressure comes from Wood River. Gunnar Thompson gets his foot into it. It's another high punt, not exactly deep, and Robinson calls for fair catch at the Wood River 47-yard line. Here early on, or here through most of the third quarter, they have really won the field position battle against Minden. Minden's drives here in the second half have started at their own 29 and their own 15. Wood Rivers have started at the Minden 49, and now they're 47.
Minden's been able to run clock off, keep Wood River out of the end zone. That's to their favor, keep the score close. It doesn't look like Wood River likes to return punts too well. They've fair caught just about every one of them that Thompson's put in the air.
1st and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 47-yard line. Johnson is wide to the left side. Here's that draw play to Robinson, and Robinson trying to break free, and Robinson goes down at the line of scrimmage. Gunnar Thompson hit him before Robinson could get his momentum going. Robinson does not appear to be, went out of the game earlier when he was shaken up, but he's fine. That was just a good defensive play by the Minden defensive line.
Well, we saw Gunnar Thompson go out of the game, and I said he's a big player you don't want to lose. He gets healthy in a hurry and comes right back in the game and makes a big play on defense for Minden.
Robinson picked up nothing on the first down carry. Minute and a half to play here in the third quarter. Wood River up 16-14, moving right to left across your radio. They have 3 wideouts to the left side. Here's a different formation we have not seen tonight. One back behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh looks to the left, wants the fire, pumps, and the pass was it caught by Nathan Johnson? Yes, it was. Jim Nolan's there arguing that Johnson was out of bounds. The ball went through J.D. McCauley's hands and then deflected into the arms of Nathan Johnson, and Johnson was there to make his 9th reception of the night. Well, you're good, you're good.
Well, they're arguing that he was out of bounds when he caught the pass. I don't believe he was. The pass was almost intercepted. That was a weird play. They had 3 or 4 guys right around the ball. I don't know if that was a route that was ran wrong, but McCauley had a chance to pick it off and maybe score a touchdown. Tipped the ball. Credit Johnson making an alert play.
3rd and 6 from the Minden 48. They blitz the linebacker, and the pass is knocked away. Incomplete, but interference is going to be called on Rob Armstrong as he came over the top of Nathan Johnson at the Minden 41-yard line. Close call. Could have gone either way, but it will be pass interference on Minden.
I don't know about that, Jason. That was Rob Armstrong timed that play perfectly, and like the defensive man has just as much right to the ball as the offensive man. That time and Armstrong didn't shove him out of the way. He just jumped in front of him, maybe put an arm on his back, but jumps in front of him and knocks the pass down. I would consider that incidental contact myself, but they're going to give Wood River the penalty, a minute the penalty, give Wood River the 15 yards and a first down. So that is a big, big play. Minden had Wood River stopped, and they get new life with the first down after the penalty.
The penalty yardage was marked off from the line of scrimmage from the 47, so that moves it down to the 32. 1st and 10 Wood River. Just over a minute to play here in the third quarter, leading Minden 16-14. Split backs behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh on the option play tries to go forward, breaking tackles, and he's able to carry the football basically out close to the 30-yard line, picked up around 3 before it was stopped by Gunnar Thompson.
Wood River strategically calling their plays, a little quarterback keeper that time, something we haven't seen tonight. Kavanaugh's run a couple times on the option and on scrambling after when he's trying to throw. That time was a design play and trying to keep Minden's defense guessing into what Wood River will do next.
2nd and 7 for Wood River. A wide out to either side. The ball is marked at the Minden 30-yard line. 2nd down and 7. Kavanaugh looks to his right, wants to go to Polk. Now being pressured, just throws the ball away, and it's incomplete. Felt the pressure. Coming up the middle was a Minden nose guard. Ty Kostler hit Kavanaugh just after he released the ball. 24 seconds left here in the third quarter. Wood River looking the 3rd down and 7 from the Minden 30-yard line.
Minden, you can tell Wood River has not played a lot of physical games and haven't played in a lot of second halves. They look tired out there. Minden's physical play is starting to get to them, I believe. And in that time, or in this second half, Minden has been able to put a lot of pressure on Kavanaugh as he has been able to have to throw the ball earlier than he wants to.
Wood River has been pretty cool-handed when it comes to 3rd and 4th down conversions tonight. 3rd down and 7. Kavanaugh gives the football to Robinson, diving on a dive play. He will not pick up enough for a first down, but he does pick up good positive yardage. They will mark him down basically at between the 25 and 26-yard line. So Wood River is looking at a pretty makeable 4th and 4 here. And they'll probably allow the rest of the time to work its way off the clock here in the third quarter. That's what they will do. The third quarter comes to an end for Minden. We have the same score that we had at half. Wood River leads Minden 16-14. We're back with the 4th after this.
Say thank you to these fine sponsors.
Down in 2 situation here.
Now, basically, they are officially going to mark it 4th down and 3. Both coaches are still talking to their teams. Brian Bloom, the defensive coordinator for Minden, is out talking to his troops. Larry Frost was talking to his offense here in the fourth quarter. Wood River will be moving left to right across your radio, north to south here at Lord Cooper Field. I'm Jason Jorgensen along with Brad Zwink. Glad that you are in tune to district football here on KMTY. Wood River trying to avenge an upset loss they suffered a year ago at the hands of Minden. That game was 17-14. This one right now is 16-14. So 4th and 3. The ball is at the Minden 26-yard line. Johnson is the wide out on the left side. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh turns, gives to Robinson. He will not get enough for a first down. He was stopped right at the line of scrimmage, close to the 25, and Minden will take over on down.
Wood River tries to run into Minden's teeth. Their defense right up the middle. It didn't work. Minden gets the ball back. Nathan Johnson, I figured they'd probably throw the ball to him because he's their go-to man, as Rob Armstrong was giving about an 8-yard cushion to him. He just simply had to take about 3 steps, turn around and catch the ball, and he had a first down. But Wood River elects to go with the run. Minden stops him, gets the ball back, and now Minden is in business trying to go for the lead.
You have a feeling that it's probably going to take at least 10 more points for either one of these teams to win this football game. Minden will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Cavany is a split end on the left side. I formation behind Hedstrom. Gives to Sean Shukar, and Shukar has nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Wood River's defense has really picked up the pace here in the second half of limiting Sean Shukar. He was tackled by Adam Krolikowski.
Well, I said the physical play may have been making Wood River tired. It may also be making Minden tired that time. The blocking was not too well on that play, as the Wood River first wave of defense, the defensive line was able to bust through there, drop Shukar for the 2-yard loss.
Shukar lost 2 on the carry. Minden looking at a 2nd down and 12 from their own 23-yard line. Hedstrom fakes the option, now keeps the ball. Late pitch out to Sean Shukar, cuts upfield. Shukar with some room, gets away from Krolikowski. He's running laterally, and then he is stopped basically at the 30-yard line. Make that the 25-yard line. Boy, Shukar cut back, Brad, and it looked like he was going to have a lane. But credit Krolikowski's long old arm. He just slowed him down enough.
Well, it looked like that's something that Minden doesn't want to have do, and they're going to call a timeout.
Minden cannot lose their bit
to pick up the first.
Minden looking at basically 3rd down and 10. Ball from their own 25-yard line. Wood River, in their base 5-3 defense. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom wants to throw the football, has some time, looks, stands up in the pocket, and down he goes. Credit the pressure of Wood River's defensive line. Justin Dimmitt, or make that Jason Dimmitt, along with Alan McDowell, they just collapse the pocket and drop Hedstrom back at the Minden 17-yard line. So on the first 3 plays, first three series of the second half for Minden, Brad, they've gone nowhere on offense.
Well, both defenses starting to pick up the pace and playing very well on the defensive side of the ball. That time Hedstrom didn't have anyone open, waited way too long, maybe should have taken off running there and got sacked.
Gunnar Thompson will accept this snap. Wood River may have the block on as they have nobody back deep. Gunnar Thompson gets his foot into it. The pressure was on. It's a high kick. It's going to take a bounce at the Minden 47-yard line. Just keep on rolling. It trickles inside the Wood River 40-yard line to the 36. They had nobody back deep to receive that punt. Nathan Johnson was about, usually the guy you'd think he would be back there. He was around 10 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage. And by not having anybody back there to field that punt, Wood River basically cost themselves about 20 yards of field position. They will take over basically at their own 37-yard line, and 9:50 to play here in the 4th quarter, leading Minden 16-14. Nathan Johnson will be flanked to the left side, Polk to the right. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Minden with 4 guys at the line of scrimmage. Kavanaugh to pass, has some time, going Nathan Johnson's way, throws the ball on a timing pass, and it's caught by Nathan Johnson. He went up high and made a miraculous catch at the Minden 42-yard line. The coverage, once again, by Rob Armstrong was not too bad, but Johnson is amazing.
Well, he didn't really run that pattern. I watched him the whole way because I knew when they dropped back, they're going to throw the ball to him, and he didn't really run hard. He ran a slant in and then waited about 10 yards down the field, turned and ran a Z-out pattern, and they just lobbed the ball up in the air to him. The Armstrong lost the ball in the lights or something, was able to pick it up, and Johnson made a great catch. 1st and 10, Wood River from the Minden 43-yard line. Krolikowski's open over the middle, and he cannot make the catch. He was hammered again by Tanner Cavany, who laid Krolikowski out, and Krolikowski's on his back as he took a wicked shot from Tanner Cavany. The second time tonight that Cavany has brought the wood to Krolikowski. Krolikowski's injured, and that's something when you open yourself up to make the catch and the safety hits you that hard. Here it is, Wood River faces a long second down.
2nd and 10. Ball is resting at the Minden 42-yard line. Toss sweep to the right side of Navratil, and Navratil spinning forward, and Navratil is stopped basically after a gain of around 2. Larry Cavanaugh made the tackle. He was maybe able to creep the ball down to they spotted it at the 41-yard line as he ran toward the far sideline. So Wood River with another big 3rd down and 8 situation.
Gunnar Thompson had a shot at Navratil right there to bring him down for a 2-yard loss, but was unable to hold on to Navratil as he broke the tackle and picked up about 2 yards.
3rd and 9 for Wood River. Historically in this game, this is the Nathan Johnson time. Split backs behind Cavanaugh. Looks Johnson's way on the slant pass, and the pass was knocked away by Sean Shukar, incomplete. Shukar was able to get one hand on that football. We've said it before. If he makes, that's the danger of that slant pass, Brad. If you throw an interception, that's 6 the other way if the guy hangs on to it.
Well, Minden has adjusted all game long, and they've been dropping guys back to have 3 touchdowns, maybe or 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns in this game.
4th and 9 from the Minden 42-yard line. Nathan Johnson is back as if he will punt the ball. Earlier in this game, he faked one, gets his foot into it. It's a line drive kick, kicked it away from Tanner Cavany. Tanner Cavany allows it to bounce, and the ball is going to die at the Minden 5-yard line. Punt of 36 yards by Nathan Johnson, and he did exactly what he wanted to do there. He pinned Minden, and Minden will be looking at the long field to work with again.
And Tanner Cavany, he said, hadn't played since his freshman year. It showed right there. As he could have went over, picked that ball up, and saved Minden about 10 yards in field position. Instead, they're at their own 5-yard line where they could be at maybe their 10 or their 15. Not a very heads-up play by Tanner Cavany. Minden's put themselves in a hole right now.
Minden has been working with the long field the entire second half. 1st and 10 from their own 5. 8:33 to play here in the 4th quarter. They trail Wood River 16-14. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom gives the ball to Sean Shukar, and he stood up at the line of scrimmage. Wood River made an adjustment at halftime to stop the Minden ground game, and they have shut it down completely. They have locked up the Minden ground game and thrown away the key.
Well, Sean Shukar in the second half doesn't have a gain of over 5 yards, and that's not good news for Minden. They need to get Shukar out in the open and get him some running yards.
He lost one there, 2nd down and 11 from the Minden 4. Armstrong is a wide out on the left side. I formation behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom gives to Mark Peterson. Peterson tries to surge forward up the middle. Very little running room again. Making the tackle is Alan McDowell.
And now Minden's put themselves in a 3rd and long situation as Peterson gets little or nothing on that play. And now you're probably going to see Hedstrom throw, and that's dangerous since he was sacked last time he touched the ball. He's got to realize if the pressure comes now, he's got to get out of that end zone to avoid the safety.
7:30 to play here in the 4th quarter. Minden looking into 3rd down, call it 10 from their own 5. Split backs behind Hedstrom. The wide out to the left side is Cavany. Hedstrom wants to throw the ball, stands in the pocket, airs it out for Tanner Cavany. Tanner Cavany makes the catch for the Whippet, and he's able to make the catch up at the 20-yard line to the 24. He was able to break away. David Yancey had the coverage on that play, but John Hedstrom with a 21-yard pass out to Tanner Cavany, and that gets Minden out of the hole.
Cavany's first catch of the game, a great pass from Hedstrom that time. Minden has run that play a couple of times this year to the shorter side of the field, and it's been intercepted. That time they ran it to the wide side. Cavany was able to get open, make the reception, and he was not covered. There was nobody within 5 yards of him on that play.
High formation behind Hedstrom. Hedstrom keeps, or no, he gave it to the fullback, Mark Peterson, and he shouldn't have. Wood River was there again. Alan McDowell just picks up Mark Peterson and throws him to the ground, and maybe had a couple words for him to say, I'm 260 pounds. I'm anchoring down the middle of this defensive line, and you're going nowhere.
Wood River's been very stingy here in the second half. Hasn't allowed Minden anything from the point of attack, giving them the ball. The only successful plays they've had have been passes from Hedstrom. Hedstrom has thrown 15 passes in this football game, and that's something that he hasn't done since maybe the 4th game of the season.
2nd down and 9 as Peterson picked up 1. 6:22 to play in the football game. Whippets trail by 2. Hedstrom wants to throw again, being pressured, steps up in the pocket, lobs the football and the pass is caught with the inbound. They say it was out of bounds, He was unable to make the catch. That was Mark Peterson. He was pushed out of bounds by Nathan Johnson, and that's what Jim Nolan is arguing. He's saying that Mark Peterson would have gotten a foot down on the near sideline had he not been pushed out. And Brad, the rule is that if you were going to make the catch and stay in bounds on your own merit, if you're pushed out, that should have been called a catch.
Well, you got to catch the ball first. Mark Peterson never caught that football. It hit him, and he dropped it right as he's on the sidelines, trying to keep his feet in bounds. Never had control of the ball as he was going down. Good call by the official.
Minden looking at another 3rd down and 9. Time beginning to be a factor here. They trail by 2, 16-14, 6:11 to play. Split backs behind Hedstrom. Cavaney is wide to the right side. Hedstrom to throw the football, stands in the pocket, rockets a pass, Tanner Cavaney's way, and it's knocked away. Great play was made on the far sideline. Knocking that pass away was Jason Morgan. And Cavaney probably would have caught that pass. It was another perfect pass from Hedstrom. Credit the play of the junior from Wood River.
Great play as he read that, timed it perfectly. Cavaney was open, and then Morgan made the yardage in position that he had on the coverage and was able to bat that ball down. And now Minden is forced to punt one more time.
Gunnar Thompson will do the punting. This time Wood River sends Nathan Johnson back. He's at his own 45-yard line. Gunnar Thompson awaits the snap, standing at basically his own 15-yard line, gets the snap, pressure comes, gets his foot into it. It's a pretty good punt. Got some yardage on this one. Johnson backs up, and he makes a fair catch at the Wood River 37. So in the first half, especially in the first quarter, when it looked like this game would turn into a shootout, it has turned into a defensive struggle with each team playing the field position battle. Wood River so far in the second half has won that battle, and they still lead on the scoreboard 16-14 with just under 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter.
Minden needs to get the ball back here. They need to stop Wood River if they want to get some time to work with to win this football game. Wood River, on the other hand, wants to sustain a drive, run time, maybe get some points, and win this game.
1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Kavanaugh to throw the football. Nathan Johnson's way, and the catch is made. Yes, it was again on the far sideline. They continue to pick on Rob Armstrong, and Nathan Johnson made the catch down at the Minden 42-yard line. He is something to behold. Last year, Minden was able to really take him out of the football game, but he's been a main factor tonight for Wood River.
Well, Johnson he's been able to pick up the ball and make the catch. Rob Armstrong covering him several times as could have turned around a couple seconds earlier and batted the ball down. That time, the same thing. He turns around just too late. Johnson makes the catch for the first down.
1st and 10 for Wood River from the Minden 41-yard line. Here's a quarterback keeper by Kavanaugh. And Kavanaugh gets very little as he was stopped by Minden's Larry Kavanaugh.
Wood River trying to run some clock here as just a straightforward run. 5:40 left in the game, and Wood River trying to run out the clock here and seal a victory.
They'll be looking at 2nd down and 8. Kavanaugh made the tackle, had 6 tackles a week ago. 5:28, 5:27 counting. Wood River looking at 2nd down and 9 from the Minden 40-yard line. Double backs behind Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh wants to throw the ball, goes over the middle. Wide open is the tight end, Krolikowski, and Krolikowski takes the football inside the Minden 25 to the 24. Minden gets so concerned with trying to stop Nathan Johnson, and before you know it, Adam Krolikowski was there to haul in the pass as 4 or 5 catches tonight came into tonight's game with 13 catches for 190 yards.
That was a late developing play as Krolikowski delayed for a block for a second and then released at the tight end position to make the catch. Kavanaugh did a good job of selling that, looking both ways before he dumped it over the middle to Krolikowski for the big play.
1st and 10 for Wood River. They give the ball to Robinson, and Robinson crashes forward up the middle, takes it down to the 17 before it was stopped by Sean Shukar. Clock now under 5 minutes. And Wood River looking at basically a 2nd down and 7 from the Minden 21-yard line. Now remember, Wood River was in much the same situation in that St. Paul game that they were in this game. They were driving down the field for a potential touchdown to put the game away and fumble the ball away. You know they do not want that to happen here, and they'll be hanging on to the ball. 2nd down and 8. Kavanaugh gives the football to Robinson, and Robinson, churning forward, takes the ball inside the Minden 20-yard line to the 17-yard line. Sean Shukar again in on the tackle for the Whippets. Wood River will be left with a 3rd down and 4.
Wood River now has, and the yardage they have left, has a lot of weapons to choose from here. Do you give the ball to Robinson? Do you throw it? Robinson unofficially has carried the ball 21 times for 106 yards on the game. But Wood River here, kind of scary. You don't know what they're going to do. Minden's defense has got a lot of things going through their head right now.
3rd down and 4. I formation behind Cavanaugh. Minden blitzes, and they run right into the play. Larry Cavanaugh came on the Red Dog up the right side and nailed Robinson for a huge loss. He loses yardage back past the 20-yard line to the 22. Minden guessed right on that play. In fact, they'll mark him back at the 25.
Check that. Aaron Robinson now on 22 carries has 98 yards. He was a 7-yard loss. That Larry Cavanaugh came untouched and made a great tackle one-on-one on Aaron Robinson.
Clock continues to run, 3:25, 3:24. 4th and 11 here for Wood River. They're definitely in 2-down territory, maybe too far for an apparent field goal attempt. They're going to run the clock down and then take supposedly a timeout, and that's what they're going to do here. So they'll burn a timeout with 3:10 to play, up 16-14 over Minden. They're looking at a 4th down 11 from the Minden 25. We'll time off the clock, and Minden can never get it back. Minden has to hold here. They have a little cushion to work with, 11 yards. But you know, Nathan Johnson, he'll be the go-to guy. He's wide out to the left side. Armstrong is matched up on him again. Krolikowski is the tight end on the right side. 4th and 11 from the Minden 25-yard line. Johnson comes in motion. First time we've seen that tonight. Cavanaugh looks to the right, wants to throw, pumps once, going deep, and the pass is knocked away by Rob Armstrong. He could have intercepted the ball. That's kind of knocked it up in the air. It almost fell into the hands of Krolikowski over the middle again, but Minden's defense holds with 3 minutes to play.
Great play and a smart play by Armstrong, knocking the ball down. Instead of intercepting it and losing field position, he smartly knocks the ball down. Minden gets the ball at their own 25. Almost disaster, though, for the Whippets, as Krolikowski gave a great effort, almost made the catch at the 5-yard line. Now Minden has 3:01 to work with to try to win this game.
Their most important drive of the football season, 1st and 10 from their own 25. Out of the shotgun, John Hedstrom takes a snap, has all day to throw, looks, pressure comes, fires a pass, and it's incomplete to Larry Cavanaugh. He was wide open at the 40-yard line. The Minden receivers had problems dropping passes earlier in the season, and they've dropped 3 or 4 here in the second half on John Hedstrom, who's done a pretty good job delivering the football tonight.
Well, Hedstrom made a good throw, a little high, though. Cavanaugh stretched his arms out to try to make the catch just over his outstretched fingertips. Cavanaugh's been a sure-handed guy in the last few games, but it was unable to catch the ball there to give Minden a first down. Don't forget, Minden can run the football very effectively. They need to maybe run the ball here as Wood River is thinking pass.
Well, Sean Shukar, Minden's the leading rusher, is on the sideline. He was injured. Wood River looks like they're coming with the blitz. Minden out of the shotgun. Hedstrom with time, going deep. J.D. McCauley's way, and the pass is intercepted by Nathan Johnson. Johnson steps in front of J.D. McCauley, makes the interception with 2:54 to play. That will give the of the season. Free safety Johnson rotated over and picked off the football.
Well, I don't understand why Minden's throwing the football. Their weapon is running. They've got plenty of time on the clock to work with. Put Shukar on football in any way possible to try to pick up yards. Instead, Minden tries to throw something that they're not terribly good at.
Wood River wants to run time off the clock here. They give to Robinson, and Robinson is met at the line of scrimmage, was stopped there. Seth Johnson and Larry Cavanaugh made the hit. Clock continues to run down on Minden's 96th season. And Wood River is just that far away from a... It's on Wood River. Wood River player was injured. Aaron Robinson was the injured party. He gets up slow again. He's played a tough football game tonight, rushing the football and playing on defense.
That's something that Minden, you don't want to say you want a player to get injured, but that's fortunate for Minden as the clock will stop when Robinson goes out. So now they will sit in the huddle and wait for time to go off here before they snap the ball.
2:36, 2:35, 2:34. Ball is at the Wood River 45-yard line. Johnson is wide to the right side. Falk to the left. Split backs behind Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh wants to throw the football, rolling to his left, and the pass is caught by Polk. Polk is able to run up the far sideline. He'll be very close to a first down. He was knocked out of bounds, however, so Wood River is looking at basically a 3rd down and 1. And another injured player. Cannot see from this point if it's a whippet or an eagle. He was knocked over right in front of the Wood River bench.
I believe it's a Wood
Make it 3rd and 2 from the Minden 48-yard line. Minden jumping around on defense, not exactly sure where they should be. 3rd down and 2. Kavanaugh tries to take it on the keeper, and he will not get it out for a first down. He was stood up at the line of scrimmage by Kai Kostler and Larry Kavanaugh. We'll see if Minden wants to take a timeout here. Clock continues to run, 2:06, 2:05. Minden will not spend the timeouts. And Wood River, 4th and 2 here. Looks as if they may be sending in their punting team. But you never know with these guys.
Minden should call a timeout here. Wood River is not going to... They can take the penalty here and still have room to punt. I don't see them taking the snap at all. Minden could have taken a timeout and saved themselves a lot of clock time here.
And Nathan Johnson just stands back at the 41-yard line looking over to the sideline. Larry Frost is going to work the clock down, and if they take delay a game, that's exactly what they do. They'll take delay a game. 5 yards is nothing here as Minden allowed close to 30 seconds to work off that clock. They're looking at about a minute and a half. That's all that's left in this football game.
Great game between two good teams, Jason. This is one of the better games we've seen all year. Minden, their record indicates that they did not play too well this year, but a couple of things went wrong for them, and their record was not as good as it could have been. Wood River, on the other hand, has played well this season and has a very good record, and now they're going to try and punt.
4th and 7. Nathan Johnson standing back at his 35-yard line. Minden looks like they're coming with the block. Johnson tries to get away from it. They did not rough him. Gets off the punt. Tanner Cavity slips down, allows the football to get past him, and it's going to be down at the 2-yard line, but a flag was thrown at the line of scrimmage. Tanner Cavity tried to field that punt at the 15, slipped down, and the ball got past him. He did not catch the ball. He did not touch the ball. We'll have to find out what this penalty flag is all about. It was illegal procedure on Wood River, and that's a big one. They'll have to punt the football again, and they had Minden right where they wanted them, inside the Minden 5-yard line, with just a minute and a half to play.
Huge play. I said it earlier. It's not how many yards, it's how when it occurs. Wood River seemed to have made the penalties when they didn't need to this evening. Minden doing a better job than they have earlier in the season of not committing stupid penalties, I guess I would say. But that time, Wood River would have had Minden pinned deep inside their own 5. Instead, Wood River's going to have to punt the football again, and hopefully for Minden, Tanner Cavity can catch the ball and save some field position. I'm sure the coaches have told him, you don't let this ball go behind you.
And Wood River took a timeout, and the reason they took that timeout is Larry Frost is going to come out onto the field and talk to his special teams units on that they need to block, or they need to block better for Nathan Johnson. Is that for Wood River? Johnson now is standing at his own 30-yard line. Cavity is deep back for the Whippets at the Minden 23. Minden coming with a punt rush again. Johnson gets the kickoff. It's a very, very short punt. Shanked it off the side of his foot, and it's going to be down, call it the 43-yard line. That 5-yard penalty on Wood River essentially cost them 38 yards in field position.
Minden has come out smelling like a rose after that little ordeal that Wood River had. Instead of having the ball inside their own 5, they've got it at the 42-yard line. And now Minden has got a minute 22 to work with here to try to get in position to score a touchdown or get Todd Beanoff or Gregor Yurk into a chance to kick a game-winning field goal.
Minden will work out of the shotgun. Their offense has gone nowhere here in the second half. Hedstrom gets the snap. It's a little high. Has some time. They want to set up the middle screen. It's caught by Mark Peterson. Peterson at the 45. At the 50, breaks to the outside. 45, 40. Switches hands. Peterson at the 30, 25, and he knocks it around at the Wood River 25-yard line. Nathan Johnson got over there to stop him, but a huge play for Minden. Peterson took the football inside the Wood River 25 to the 23. No penalty flag. That play will stand. A minute 11 to play in this one. But Minden with a huge when they needed it.
Great play call by Coach Jim Nolan as Minden is trying to run the ball. Shukar will come back in the game. Minden looking to throw the ball. Wood River thought they were going to throw. They rushed everybody, and Hedstrom just jumped the ball over the top to Peterson, and Peterson had all day to run and all the room in the world.
1st and 10 for Minden from the Wood River. Call it the 22-yard line. They give to Peterson. Peterson crashing through, and he hangs onto the football tightly, takes it inside the Wood River 20-yard line to the 19. A minute 2 to play, a minute 1. Minden's field goal kickers, possibly as Brad mentioned, Todd Beanoff or the foreign exchange student Gregor Yurek, but they are nowhere near the kicker that Paul Heath was, the kicker who gave Minden the win a year ago. 47 seconds. Hedstrom under center. bobbles the ball, wants to throw, stands in the pocket, looks, fires the pass deep into the end zone for Rob Armstrong, and the pass is knocked away. Great play by Josh Morgan. Hedstrom was lucky that pass was not picked off. He threw it into the left corner, and the pass was knocked away, and there was a penalty flag thrown in the area where holding is thrown, illegal procedure on Minden. So Minden's point of view, that's a lot better to have than to be looking at the holding penalty. And a number, Brad, of illegal procedures tonight on both teams.
You figure this far into the season, teams wouldn't do that, but maybe the quarterbacks have got such a hard count that the teams are having trouble. I don't know who left early that time for Minden. Good pass from John Hedstrom that time. Knew that his receivers were covered, threw the ball deep into the corner of the end zone, almost out of reach of anybody. Put it in the only chance that Armstrong had a chance to make a play on it. That was a good pass.
2nd and 10 for Minden. The ball is at the Wood River 24-yard line, squarely between the hash marks. Schuchard and Peterson are the backs. Split backs behind Hedstrom. 38 seconds to play. Hedstrom takes a snap, rolls to his right, sets up the screen pass. Schuchard makes a catch, makes one move, tries a juke and jive, and then goes down at the 20-yard line. 30 seconds, 29 seconds, 28 seconds. Minden gained around 5 yards in field position on that play, and they will call a timeout. Minden calls a timeout with 28 seconds to play, and the ball resting at the 20-yard line.
Ball at the 21-yard line, driving to try to take the lead and the game. Big play here, 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 for Minden, 28 seconds to play from the 20-yard line. Hedstrom under pressure, floats the pass out. It's caught by Mark Peterson, looks for somewhere to go, heads right upfield. Peterson carries forward, takes the ball down to the 15-yard line. He will not have enough for a first down. Clock continues to run. Minden is going to have to hurry there. They have no timeouts left. It's basically 3rd down and 6. There's 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Minden has to get up to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball. Hedstrom's not up there. They're going to have to quick get the snap off to Gregor Urich. The snap from Bloomfield is put down by Hedstrom. The kick by Urich. No good. Off to the left side. Last year, Minden won on a field goal attempt.